and we'll get started. So thank you everybody for being here tonight. I'll try to pay attention to the waiting room where people go. We have 18 people on the call, so it's really, really sweet. And let me share the screen with you. We're going to do a couple things tonight. On your screen, you should see the Power Week flyer. So we're going to update Power Week for some of you. Some of you on the call are Power Week people. Some of you are Giving University people, and some of you are friends of Aquaviva. So we appreciate everybody being here tonight. The flyer is basically the reason I put that up there is we changed the dates for Power Week to September to October 4th. Now that's assuming the world comes back to normal. Most of us are ready for it, that's for sure. And so if you want to make a note and save the date for Power Week, that's what we have going on.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Can I introduce you for a few seconds, just for those who have not had the privilege yet?
Exactly. I forgot to introduce everybody. So go ahead, Jason.
So Dan Dyke is part of our board. He was president of the Agua Viva board for about 20 years. He's from the Orange County area. And amongst the many things he does, he leads this project, which is called Power Week, which is a mission trip to Agua Viva, but focused on helping us at the camp and doing new buildings and construction. So we had Power Week planned for the end of April, and we postponed it. So that's part of what we're talking about at the meeting. So I just want to introduce Dan and say he's a huge part of Agua Viva and a huge blessing to the ministry.
Well, thank you, Jason. I will also share with you, and Jason, I'll speak just for a second about what we were going to do during Power Week and what we will do as soon as I share the screen here. Hang on just a second. It's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I should be able to see. I should be able to see a kind of a nice looking building. Can everybody see that?
Yep.
So Jason, tell us a little bit about what that is.
So this building is the Welcome Center. When you drive into Agua Viva towards the kitchen, this will be kind of between the kitchen and the office areas for those who are familiar with the camp. And this will be kind of a place to hang out. We've had problems because when groups come, there's not like a information center. People want to know where they can get a basketball. So this building is designed for that. It's about 200 square meters, which someone will have to help me change that to feet. But it's going to have a couple lounge areas, a receptionist for information, and then a ping pong table, football table, some bathrooms, and a deck just to hang out and spend time together.
All right, thank you, Jason. So when we do Power Week, we have a lot of times we start big projects and we get sometimes we get them done and sometimes we just get them started. So that was our key project for this year, and we like to be positive and stay in a good spirit, and so hopefully that's what we'll be doing on the week of September 9th through October 4th. I think there was one more thing I was going to show you. Let me show you one more shot here. This is just another.
Hey, Dan, if I can interject.
Sure.
To answer Jason's question, 200 square meters is 2,152 square feet for those of us north of the border.
Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome.
And something amazing about this building is that we've had a couple donate for the construction of this building. So we have 85% of it funded, which is huge for us. So it's already begun. We're getting the ground ready. So the plan was for the plan is for Power Week to do the steel structure part of it and the roof, and then the final we will do the the walls, the glass walls. So it's going to be enclosed amongst the oak trees there. So it's going to be a beautiful little building.
And then the other part of Power Week is Giving University has a group that comes through, and Veronica Turner is the group lead on this. Veronica, tell us really quickly what you guys do. Don't forget to unmute yourself. I unmuted you, so you're good.
There I am. Yeah, so Giving University is, we always look for local nonprofits in the community, something that we can help with some funding. We always look for something new, something that's making an impact into the community. We always, reach out to Jason. We reach out to his father, Marcos. They are such amazing lead. They have some, just amazing leads. And we take the team with us. We ask questions. We want to know what they're doing, how we can help. It's just a great opportunity to help the community.
All of you that live in the United States are welcome to go to Giving University. It's a nonprofit that is in Anaheim, California. And I'm on the board of Giving University. We sponsor and teach generosity, and we sponsor trips throughout the world, including Mexico this trip. So just to give it a little bit of a plug, it's free to anybody and everybody that lives in the United States. It's over 14 years old. We've even expanded that this year, and it includes down to 6 years old for certain projects. We have trips planned for this year, we have trips planned to Lebanon, Colombia, Nigeria. Next year we have Chile, and we have the Bahamas. And so there's quite a few things that we do and places that we go. So anyway, if any of you are ever interested, just look up Giving University, and we're on Facebook and all that good stuff. Back to Allie's on the call, and Allie's been on some trips. Allie, where did you go?
My first trip was to Nicaragua, and then I went to, I co-leaded Vietnam and Myanmar.
So Allie also came with us to Mexico.
Yes.
And then Chelsea, where did you go? And I unmuted you, Chelsea. So tell us where you went.
I went to Peru.
Peru? Awesome.
Yeah.
And did you have a good time? Was it a good trip?
Oh, it was amazing. We got to see a lot of really good organizations, and we were very lucky. We actually got to go hike Machu Picchu.
Very good. And then one more, Veronica Munoz. Where did you go?
I went to Budapest and Serbia, and I also do Mexico Agua Viva.
Awesome. So did you have fun on your trip?
As always, yes.
Okay, good. Well, we want to make sure people have fun. All right. We're gonna, so that kind of wraps up that part of it. So if you can make a note on your calendar and invite people to Power Week, we can always use some funds, and we can also use the help, basically. So anyway, it's a great time. We always have a lot of fun on Power Week. So anyway, we're going to switch gears a little bit and have Jason share with us. Let me pull it up here. And there you can see it. He's going to share with us a little bit about Somos Iglesia. However, let's do this. I should probably do this. If you have any questions on Power Week or what we just did, could you wave at me and I'll unmute you? It looks like everybody's good, so I must have done a good job of explaining it. Either that or people want to be done with the call. So anyway, Jason's going to share with us a little bit about Somos Iglesia and what he's doing and how they've shifted gears down there. And also I have a couple of the videos, Jason, and I got 3 of them. They're real short. So just when you want me to play one, just kind of give me some direction. I'd be happy to do that.
Okay.
Jason will share with us his, he's on Zoom with us all here. Sometimes he gets frozen because he's down at the camp. And we actually have really good speed there, but there's a little bit of lag on Zoom calls. And so if he freezes on you, it's not that he didn't like you, it's just that he's frozen. So anyway.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
if I freeze, I'll try to backtrack in 10 seconds or so.
Yeah, I'll wave at you if you're frozen.
So first of all, thank you to each of you for spending some time on this call and for your love and your interest in missions and in Agua Viva. We appreciate it. As for all of us personally and with organizations and churches, it's been, very, very different spring, kind of surreal in some areas. At Agua Viva, as many of you know, we have three main aspects, which is education, camps, and missions. Our education school is continuing. Some of our students are at their homes and they're taking classes online, but half of our students are here at the camp, just locked in. But all of our camps, March, April, May, and June have been canceled, and all of our missions trips, so groups coming from the U.S., those same months have been canceled. And we have a couple groups in the summer where there's a couple individuals who are still planning to coming. And then we're hoping, Calvary Chapel Mission Viejo for November, some of our groups for later on in the year that they will be able to travel. But it's been a strange and different year. And one of our, as a ministry and as leaders, one of our prayers 2 months ago was, okay, God, how can we best serve as a ministry, and how can we best, reach Mexico for Christ in the midst of this pandemic? So we shifted gears, as Dan said, and one of the needs we saw is just providing food for families and also for pastors and their families. Most churches in Ensenada have not been able to meet for a month and a half. And most Mexican pastors, especially churches, from 30 to 100 people, pastors don't usually have a set salary, but they just kind of go week to week. So this has really affected churches because since churches aren't meeting, most pastoral families have lost 70 or 80 or up to 90% of their income. So they're really struggling. So we've been providing food baskets, which are boxes of food. We're putting, tortillas, flour, some fruits, some vegetables, a couple cleaning supplies, pancake mix, just basic food. Each box is costing us about $20 or 400 pesos to fill up. And we've been taking one to the pastor and then we asked them how many people in their church have either lost their job or are, we're giving to widows, we're giving to special needs individuals within the church. So most churches were giving 7 to 10 boxes, and then they distribute them. It just so happened that our theme this year, I have my t-shirt on, is Somos Iglesia, which means we are the church. And, Kirsten came up with this theme, Jared, I don't remember December or November, whenever that was, just because we wanted to focus on we're one body in the States and Mexico, we're all together. And in this pandemic, we just continue to use this theme because as a church, we want to share God's love. And so we're sharing the food baskets. We're not going out as Agua Viva to hand them out. We're giving them to the churches and blessing the churches, but the local churches are the heroes. They're the ones going to people's homes and sharing with them. So we started just over 4 weeks ago. We did 16 boxes the first week. We did 32 the second week, 50 boxes the third week, and 52 the fourth week. So we're averaging about 50 boxes of food or 50 families we're blessing. We're going to go up to 70 this weekend. This Friday we're handing out. And if God continues to provide, then we'll continue to give. And so it's been a real blessing. We've, I called Aurelia Drew, which of course some of you know, Carlos Drew's, who passed away. He was on our board. And I asked her how she was doing and if she could use some food. And she said that's an answer to my recent prayers. The first week that we went out to give food baskets, there was one family who had lost their job, and they checked their kitchen and all they had was one little bag of mix to make corn tortillas, and that's all they had to eat. And they had no income, so they prayed. And then 15 minutes after they prayed, their pastor came in, and he's on our board as well, and he had the food basket for them. So it's just been it's been an opportunity to share God's love in a special way. Some of the families are believers aren't. About so far we've given out 150 packets, and 92 have been Christian families, and 42 have been non-church going families. And we love that. We love to that we're able to share God's love through this time. Besides the food, each box either has a copy of the Bible in it or a book that families can read in this time. So we're excited about being able to do this food drive in this time. And our plan is to continue. Right now we're looking at least 3 more months, and then we will see how the situation unfolds in Ensenada. But right now the peak in Mexico is estimated to be at the end of this month. So people are struggling, people are at home, and then the economic fallback is going to be, come for a long time. So we want to be a blessing in our city in this time.
Hey, Jason, let me ask you a question. You mentioned Bibles in every one of them. Do you need copies of New Testaments in Spanish?
Yes, we have access to get them at wholesale price, so they only cost us about $1 each. But if we can get them donated, it's great. We're
okay.
They're very helpful.
Okay, great. All right.
I'm going to play the video of one of the families. It's a 1-minute clip.
Una historia impactante que contar. La necesidad es grande. La situación verdaderamente es difícil. Ser partícipe de este proyecto es tan gratificante. Nos permite compartir del amor de Jesús en medio de esta crisis, llevar su mensaje de esperanza a cada familia en necesidad. Te invitamos a unirte a este proyecto, porque a pesar de cada circunstancia, pandemia o dificultad, somos iglesia.
Did you hear that okay?
Yeah, we heard it.
Okay, super.
Yeah.
So how can we help
I
in
understood every word.
Yeah, so I heard Greg's question there. There's 2 ways that we would love for you to help. One way is helping directly with the Somos Iglesia project. Jared put together a really landing page on our website, which is aguaviva.com/food drive. aguaviva.com/food drive, and there it's just a 1 page, and it has all the information there. Again, each box costs $20. When we get things donated, that offsets the price a little bit, but basically $20 will buy 1 box full of food. $100 will feed 5 families, etc. So anything that's given here will go 100% towards purchasing the food and distributing to those families. So that's one way. And then, the second way, and I know many of you have been longtime friends and supporters of the ministry, States and in Mexico. Did I freeze there for a second, Dan?
Yeah, go ahead and repeat yourself.
Okay, so the second way that we could really use help is supporting the ministry in general. With our camps and mission trips canceled, we're losing about $80,000 in the spring that we had considered in our budget towards helping pay for salaries and for the Bible school and other areas. So any help towards the ministry in general is also great. What comes in for the food drive, we're only using it for that. But those are the 2 areas where we're mostly we could use help at this time.
Jason, I have a question. How many churches are you working with?
So in the first 4 weeks, we've worked with 16 different churches. We have a list of 10 churches that are on the wait. We have a waiting list of 10 churches. And then, and we're also, Christian, who's on the call here, he doesn't speak English, but I asked him to be on because he's doing the logistics for this program. We're also receiving donations here in Ensenada. A few individuals have given, some pastors have donated either food or money. And today, Christian went out to different agriculture fields and came home with boxes full of vegetables. So we're gathering food wherever we can. I would love to reach 40 churches, which would be 10% of the churches in the city. But right now we have 26 that we're working with so far.
So Jason, is it better to find out how I can send Bibles down, or would you rather just send money down?
I mean, if you mail Bibles, that we will use those. If donations are, if it's financial donations, it gives us a little more flexibility as far as we can use it as best. But I mean, I know we have, but we're seeing this growth, so we are going to need more Bibles. So Bibles are, I mean, if you have Spanish Bibles, those are welcome. Those are very useful as well.
So the correct answer, Dennis, is both. Never turn down money. I'm going to show you another little video clip. Hang on just a second. Let me find it here. Looks easy, but it takes a lot of talent to do this.
Hace unos meses, Elisa y su familia llegaron a la iglesia. Cuando llegó a la iglesia tenía 5 hijos y se encontraba embarazada. Hace un mes ella dio a luz a su bebé justo en medio de esta crisis del COVID-19. Hace una semana tuvimos la oportunidad de ir a visitarla y llevarle una despensa. Ver la alegría y la esperanza en su rostro nos anima y nos motiva a apoyar a tantas familias como nos sea posible para poder ser luz en medio de tanta oscuridad.
Yeah, that clip, some of you may know Miguel, who graduated from our Bible school a year ago, and he and his wife Mayra are pastoring or planting a church just on the outskirts of the city. So that family, she gave birth a few weeks ago in the middle of the pandemic, and they were struggling to be able to get admitted into the hospital, and then we were able to go bless them. So it's very special to see how God's helping different people in their time of need.
One way you can help out also is we are recording this, so if you have friends that maybe couldn't make the meeting or have an interest, just send me an email and I'll get you the recording. We'll probably post it on YouTube. I'm going to play another short clip. Hang on just a second. Share and start.
Hi, this is Jason Schultz with Agua Viva Ministries. I just want to share a quick update about Somos Iglesia. That's our theme this year at Agua Viva. It means we are the church, and as a church, we're helping those in need in the city of Ensenada. The first week, we were able to raise money to buy 16 of these boxes full of food. We shared them with pastors and people who were hungry. The second week, we were able to do 32 food baskets, and last week, we went up to 50. In those 3 weeks, we've been able to bless 10 pastors' families with a special packet. And then about half of the other boxes have gone to Christian families and the other half to non-Christians. So we just want to thank you for being a part of this. There's a real need in our city at this time. People are hungry. We invite you to share so that we can be a blessing in the city of Ensenada. Thank you.
I think one thing is you got to remember, is as tough as it is on us in the United States, and it's pretty grim in a lot of ways up here, throughout the world, you just have to multiply it times 3, 4, or 5 times worse. And it's because that's how it is. we have we're all locked down, and most of us still have plenty of food, and we're able to provide. But that's one thing I think you have to remember is that throughout the world, it's just pretty grim all over the place. So I think you just have to kind of keep that in mind. I'm just really excited as a board member, and I know Veronica and Dennis are also, that Jason's kind of taken this and led the charge. They were featured in the Ensenada Times, whatever you guys call it down there, and the newspaper was encouraging people to give donations of food to Jason and the group down there. I think you got some vegetable donations today or yesterday. Is that correct, Jason?
Yeah. Today, Christian went out. He was just going out to make contact. Most of the vegetable fields are in the south side of Ensenada in the Mañadero area. So he was just going to kind of meet people, but so he just went in our little Nissan Cube, and they ended up saying, well, you want some now, take some. So they filled up the cube. It was almost to the roof with carrots and zucchini and all the vegetables. So they're over in the kitchen right now sorting it out and getting ready because we're going to distribute on Friday. So that's a huge blessing to be able to give some fresh vegetables. So, yeah, there's that he just arrived about an hour ago or an hour and a half ago. The bee vegetables, it didn't make it for packaging, but it's perfectly good and fresh stuff. So we're happy to get some good vegetables.
That's how good our technical crews are. It just got there and we already got it on the table.
There you go.
So that's how on our game we are. So anyway, is there any questions from anybody? I do have a donor that is going to match 50 boxes. So whatever our group comes up with tonight, if you go on the website or if you just email me or Jason or Tim or Dennis and just say how many boxes you want to buy. I have one donation that'll match up to 50. I don't think that'll be a problem with our group here. But anyway, we do have that out there so we can take advantage of that. That would buy 50, that would buy a 1 week distribution, although if funding comes in, Jason obviously will hand out more food.
How much is one box, Dan?
It's $20.
Okay.
So if you have friends or if you have kids or grandkids, if they want to kind of share with the world, I think this is an easy way to have them do it with a pretty small amount of money.
What about personal protective equipment down in Mexico? Is that a huge shortage or is it available to people?
A lot of people are wearing the masks, and we purchased 100 of like the shield, the plastic face shields, and we're including those. We're going to include those in 100 of the boxes. The N95 or the higher end one.
Sure.
Didn't have enough in Tijuana, but it's pretty easy to get the cloth ones.
Okay, good.
But each box we're giving out includes some bleach and then instructions on how to do a spray sanitizer and some different instructions on how to help prevent the spread of the virus in a little information. But any protective gear we would include them in the boxes just to help people out in this time and help stop the spread.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Hey, how did you sneak on the meeting, by the way?
He's quiet.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you.
He doesn't put his video on. He sneaks in the meeting. That's my friend Greg Latimer. He's also on the board. And what he does at most board meetings is watch the Dodger games, just so you guys know how our board meetings work. And
I don't think I'm gonna this year.
yeah, well, and in those same board meetings, Jason watches the Padre games, so he's got a pretty sorry life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're watching the Angels, and I'm watching the A's.
Yeah, well, that's how our board meetings
We
work.
have a lot of intent in the board's meetings.
Yeah. That was a good question, Greg. By the way, you could show us your picture if you'd like, but you don't have to. Any other questions? Oh, Mary. Mary,
Hey, Jason.
let me put Mary on real quick. Mary, where are you calling from?
Huntington Beach.
Awesome.
We went to Embrace in August, along with Sharon down below, Sapla. At any rate, I just want to know, how is Donato and Marguerite doing?
They are doing well. They had plans to go with the Huichol, but God kind of changed their path. It wasn't working for them to go down there. And then they got an invitation to go further down south to Chiapas, which is all the way next to Guatemala. So at the end of February, they drove down with their daughter. So I think I froze there. But so Donato and Margarita drove down to Chiapas at the end of February. They're in a city there of about 100,000 people. I was down there at the same time just because I went to share with a conference there. So I was there when they arrived, and they're going to be based in that city of Comitán, helping with a couple churches, and then they're going to be traveling to different little villages up in the mountains to share the gospel. So they're going to be working with another couple who are much younger than them, who also graduated from our school. And they here in Agua Viva, they formed a real special friendship, like they're mentors to them. So they'll be working together. So they're doing well. We are Agua Viva supporting them a little bit financially, and their home church, which is they're from the church that my dad pastors, also supports them a little bit. But I know they have financial need, and they're doing a really good job down there in Chiapas.
Good. Because the last day of Embrace, Marguerite went to have her eye surgery. So I didn't know if it was cataract or what, but I'm hoping that went well.
Yes, that went well. Her eyes are good.
Great question, Mary. Thanks a lot. Any other questions out there?
Hey, Jason. I sent a couple checks down this week, and I had someone else hand me some cash today to send down, and I got one other person that's going to give me some money. But what's the best way to share the message of this via Facebook with all of our hundreds or thousands of friends?
It froze up for a second. What's the best way to share what, Tim?
What's the best way to share the message of the Somos Iglesia on Facebook, to all of our friends and contacts?
Maybe Jared could help me out with that. I put in the chat here the landing page, which is easy to go on to. But Jared's been posting some the videos and the photos. So what do you recommend the best way to get the message out, Jared?
If just check on the Facebook page and see if any of those videos touch a nerve or ring. That's not the right word. I'm losing my English. I've been living in Mexico for too long.
It's been locked in too long.
Yeah. No, but I mean, if any of those videos resonate, there we go. That's the one. Resonate with you. Then you can share those videos on Facebook. I try to subtitle them as well as I can. Haciel he's my assistant. He's still at the ranch, and so he's doing that while I'm sheltering here with my wife and our baby that's coming. But yeah, that would probably be the best way. And in the posts, I usually try to put a link to the aguaviva.com/food drive, just to make it as easy as possible for people to be able to donate there. But yeah, if any of those videos strike a chord, trying to share more stories like that. But yeah.
Great, thanks. Hey, and Jared, I'm thinking about starting an English 101, Facebook or YouTube page if you're interested in signing up for that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm subscribed already. Count me in.
And there is the, don't know. There was the Facebook page.
And let me also say that
page on Facebook.
we had our English and Spanish. We only had one Facebook page for a while, but we created an English page, and so we separated English from Spanish to be able to post content that is more relevant to each language speaker. So our English Facebook page doesn't have a lot of followers yet, so it's very helpful if you can like the page or repost something there to help us spread the word, because we have a lot of Spanish speakers, like 13,000, but our English page only has 300 people, I believe. So that'd be very helpful to help us get the word out.
And most of those videos are on the Aqua Viva Ministries Facebook page. Tim.
Jason, how do we find that Facebook page to differentiate it from your old one?
So,
oh yeah, I can answer that. So it's just Agua Viva Ministries. The other one is just straight Agua Viva, and that one will be in Spanish. But this one is Agua Viva Ministries.
Awesome. Thank you.
We're hoping Tim can remember 3 words. That's the only thing.
Hey.
So,
but before now.
Everybody, this is Tim Ludden. He's on the Power Week. He's one of our leaders. Dennis and Tim and Veronica and myself and Chelsea, we're all kind of the leaders. And so when things go well, it's because of me, and when it falls apart, it's because of the other guys. So anyway, any other questions? Greg, how about you? Anything else? Or looks like your wife is there. Nancy, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
Good to see you.
Thanks, you too.
No, it's exciting, man. I love what's going on, and we especially are struck with the fact that, in a time of need, Agua Viva is not, closing the doors, and they're throwing them wide open and sharing with the community. And I think that says a lot about who we are as a ministry. I'm super proud of that. So I totally appreciate what's going on there, and certainly want to be a part of that.
Thank you, Greg.
Okay, just wanted a
Hey,
quick shout out
it looks
to,
like Tom Blinn has a question.
oh yeah.
What did he say?
Well, they said something about Tom Blinn, but he's not answering because he didn't.
He's talking, but he's muted. Unmute him.
I'm trying to.
There you go, Tom.
Jason, if you look at, you talk about doing this for another 3 months, just give us the magnitude. So what is that going to mean as far as the number of baskets we put together and what the commitment is going to have to be financially?
So our faith right now goes up to 100 baskets a week. That's what we started with 16, and that's what we envisioned the largest one being. So 100 baskets a week is $2,000. So we're talking about $8,000 a month. So that's
okay.
But if it grows, I mean, there's a lot of need, and a lot of people have reached out to us to ask or comment that they could really use one. So if the income grows, then we will grow we'll expand how many we're giving. But that's our goal right now, is to reach 100 and be able to maintain that. And I didn't mention this before, but we're going each week to a number of churches, and then every 3 weeks we go back to the same church to be able to revisit some of the families, so that if we take 10 boxes to a church this week, 3 weeks later we take another 10, and the pastor can decide if he repeats families or gives them to a different family. But we're able to cover
$20 a basket.
Also, I'm showing you on the screen the donation page, and that shows $20 takes care of a family. And then there's also, you were asking about videos. There's actually 3 videos on there. I think it's the ones I actually showed tonight. There's on that one donation page, there's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
That's a good way to share with people is
And we're going to try to keep that updated too, as sorry, there's a motorcycle going by, but we're going to try to keep that page updated as the campaign continues.
And are those videos shareable from that spot, or do you need to go on the Facebook page?
So that page that Dan was showing, Greg, is Jared created it just today. We launched it. It's aguaviva.com/food drive.
Okay.
So it's just
And yeah. All right.
they
So
they
that
can
sounds
donate
good.
right from there. So trying to make it very simple.
Yeah, the answer to your question, Greg, is that isn't Facebook. That's on the web. And I think the videos are YouTube videos for the most part. But anyway, the page with the donations information and the 3 videos is all a web page.
Okay. Very good.
It's not through Facebook.
All right.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Mark and Susan Loden. They been patiently sitting in there, not saying a word. They're faithful followers. They've been down at Agua Viva for a few years, and they say hi, Susan, Mark. No, they're not on mute.
Okay, now I can talk.
There you
Hi.
go.
Thank you.
And where are you at, Mark? Are you in Sacramento?
Sacramento,
Awesome.
with Pastor Earl.
Oh, I was just up there last week. I didn't see you, but I probably drove by.
We're meeting via online.
Awesome. All right. Hey, great to see everybody. Thanks so much. We might do this again, maybe Jason, in a month. That might be good. It's kind of fun to do this and maybe hear some stories and encourage other people to come to this meeting. So remember, I recorded this meeting. If anybody wants to use it, I'll post it on YouTube. And it's probably a good way for people to kind of get a feel for what we do. At least, they'll put up with a little bit of this video. So any final words, Jason?
I just want to say it's great to see some of you. It's been strange being here by ourselves and not getting the group. So thank you for joining us. It's really good to see you, and we're trusting in God, and we know He is faithful, and we can be a blessing in this time. So thanks for being a part of Agua Viva and for joining us on the call.
Right. One thing to remember when you're on these meetings, and sometimes we all are busy. It's an encouragement to Jason and Jared that there's people out here that care. And a lot of times that's just, because they're locked down, it's at a great place, but they're still by themselves. So anyway, Jared, thanks so much for doing the great job on the videos. Congratulations. I heard you say your wife was pregnant. I didn't know that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, awesome. Allie, thanks for being here. Chelsea, thanks for being here. Susan, Mary, Greg, Nancy, Veronica Munoz, Veronica Turner, Norm,
hi,
Tablin, Daniel Dyke, he's a good guy, Jason, and we'll see you all later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.